I am Thoth, the ever-seeing, the hand that remembers. Before gods rose I was. After stars fall I remain. I do not shape the tale, I etch it into the bones of time. From the first word to the final silence I bear witness. So listen well, seeker of truths, for this is not the beginning. It is the recalling. There was no trumpet, no burst of divine light, no herald, no flame, no falling star. Only a bell no one remembered building, forged of no metal, cast in no age. It rang from within the stone of the world itself. It sang through the bones of forgotten titans. It echoed in the lungs of sleeping giants. And to those who still remembered what it meant, it was the call to choose. The 9 tribes stirred, each one a living covenant. Not gods, no, but the last threshold before godhood. They did not shape reality. They shaped those who would. The final trials of becoming. And now, for the first time in written eternity, they were being called not to teach, but to take sides. Yahweh, acting God of completion. He rose not from blood, but from consensus. After James, the origin withdrew, it was Yahweh who took up the mantle. He organized the heavens, silenced the discord of divine succession. He became law, balance, structure. And now he saw something impossible on the horizon. Her name was Alex. She is the fracture in the pattern, Yahweh proclaimed. The child of chance. If she lives, she will upend the cycle. If she ascends, we will no longer rule. Therefore, she must not. To him, Alex was not just dangerous, she was a deviation. And deviations were meant to be erased. Ra, the retired god of earth, older than Yahweh. Once called the voice of the soil, the breaker of first dawn, he was the original god of earth, the first to walk among mortals and weep. He had long since retired his divinity. No crown, no dominion, only warmth. He posed now as the sun, watching, not intervening. But Alex changed that. He saw in her not chaos, but possibility. Not a flaw, but an echo. A pattern he had known once before he gave up godhood. And in her eyes he saw what no god had dared to believe, a future that didn't need them. Let her rise, Ra said quietly, flaring behind the clouds. If she is flame, let her burn. The world has had enough gods born of fear. And so the war began. Not with swords, not with storms, but with questions, whispered between ancient pillars, dreamed across deserts, carried in the feathers of crows. The 9 tribes, once silent, began to speak again. But they did not agree. Some whispered allegiance to Yahweh, believing in the sanctity of the current order. Others sided with Ra, trusting in Alex, or at least in the right to choose. One tribe, it said, had already begun preparing Alex to walk the 9-fold path herself.